Alrighty, boob tubes. Another one of Kip's clips. So I was just leaving just watching a wee bit of the news there, and I see that the Supreme Court, I suppose it's a bit like Supreme Chicken, you know, it's meant to taste a wee bit better. The Supreme Court has ruled Boris Johnson's prologue of Parliament is deemed not illegal, unlawful. I mean, you're talking about all this kind of jazz, words do matter. It's pedantics. So, where are we at again? Where are we at as we stand just now? Well, a common phrase you'll keep getting, well, if you listen to the news and the talking heads and whatnot, what you'll hear them talking about a lot is our unwritten constitution. We need a written constitution. This is causing a constitutional crisis. Now, when I hear all that rhetoric and see where the Brexit shit has took us, is taking us, in fact where we are just now with the Brexit shit. Alright, McVicker, here mate, if you fancy a bit of camping this weekend, give us a shout. I dropped the details in the chat room the other night. Don't know if you're busy or not, man, but going to be fucking off into the middle of nowhere for a wee bit, weather permitting. So anyway, if you have tuned in and you're watching the news, you'll see that the Supreme Court, just like the Supreme Chicken tastes well better, has ruled that Boris Johnson's prologue was deemed illegal. So, back in March, I laid down what I think, well not what I think, but I think the ultimate outcome is here. And it's going to be a constitutional crisis. Now, for example, if you go over onto my other channel, Craig's Da Vinci Code Tours, and you search, in fact I don't think it'll come up in the search results, but anyway, I'll show you this later. Back in March, I was talking about, in fact the name of one of the videos was Will Broken Brexit bring around the constitutional crisis just as planned? And my conspiracy nut, where I would like to point to, oh mate, it'll be alright, man, as long as you've got the right clothes on, a good sleeping bag, you're all good. Won't be any colder than lockdown the other weekend. But anyways, so where my conspiracy nut goes with all this, believe it or not, is the UK column. Some people, the ground zero, when it could have heard a lot of the ideas and theories I put out there about, well, UK column is the British Constitution Party, right? No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Go and do your due diligence and you'll find out the UK column is the British Constitution Party. Now, go and look what the British Constitution Party has been fucking trying to bring around for some time now. What they've been trying to bring around is a constitutional crisis. This is their goal. And why do they want a constitutional crisis? A president, isn't been a precedent set, so they're pretty much just making it up as they go along. There's not anybody, there's not really any written rule book to say this is what you do, as we we have a constitution, but we don't have a written constitution. So the constitution exists, but only really in our heads. So do your due diligence on the UK column. Look for their headquarters. Have they moved? Not their studio. I think they've moved their studio. Look where their old headquarters used to be. Phoenix Industrial Park, somewhere down in Plymouth, I believe. And God, even looking at the owners of the industrial park they were on. But anyway, Phoenix Industrial Park, the UK column, are based, and they operate out the exact same offices as the British Constitution Party. Now, people that have watched stuff I've done in the past on the UK column and the British Constitutional Party, and I believe the British Constitutional Party was brought around by the same elements that were involved with the British Constitution Association. Now, the British Constitution Association, exact same thing. They wanted, it was the Lords of the UK using their power and influence to regain the upper hand from the parliamentarians. Right, and that's a divide of power here we've got in the UK, the House of Lords, House of Parliament, the House of Commoners, should I say, and the House of Lords. Now, people that pay attention to politics here in the UK will know that the House of Lords isn't as powerful as it used to be. And for over 100 years that I know of, from the British Constitution Association, right through to modern times, with the British Constitution Group, and the British Constitution Group is the UK column. And the UK column, I would say, is the military-industrial complex, the Western military-industrial complex. Military-industrial complex, it just encompasses the whole world, you know, there's different branches of it, I would argue. So, I'll show these videos later on that I done back in March, talking about the ultimate outcome of this after all the toing and froing, all the fear mongering. Is going to be a constitutional crisis, so that there will be a written constitution here in the UK. Now, you might think that's great, and it may well be, but you need to look at the demographics of the political landscape right now. It's never been so radical on both sides. It's never been so polarised. And I would argue this ain't the best time for rewriting a non-existent constitution. We don't have the right people in power to rewrite a constitution. Bobo Johnson, Jeremy fucking Corduroy Corbyn, and the fucking SNP Nazis. So you're going to have sitting around the fucking table writing this shit. Then you're going to have a constitutional crisis, which means our old constitution's out the window, which means there's a blank slate. And you're going to have these morons sitting around the table trying to write our constitution. But anyway, I've arrived at my destination. And I'll probably do a wee... Oh, tune in tonight for Not the Infowars Nightly News. But I would argue, just to see how my theory sits with yourselves, check out the UK column, check out their old head offices. It's the same offices as the British Constitution Group. I believe the British Constitution Group was brought around by the same elements that were involved in the British Constitution Association. You can go and just find quick, easy Wikipedia facts about these mobs, right? And then ask yourself, now, the British Constitution Association was back in the early 20th century, 1900-something. It was started, I believe. You could even go back further back for that, to a group that I forgot their name of right now. But check that stuff out and see if you think what I'm saying there's any kind of weight or pattern to it, because Right now, as we're sitting, everybody's, it seems to be the puppeteers behind the screen have manoeuvred UK politics into a position where we're now in a constitutional crisis. And there's been groups out there called the British Constitution Group, the British Constitution Association, which is the UK column. The UK column, a wee Brian Gerrish, ex-Navy, is the military-industrial complex. They're actually based... Has anybody never asked themselves this question? Why are all the talking heads in the alternative media, why are all of them based in the heartlands of the military-industrial complex? I'm pointing at Alex Jones in the UK column for examples, Ryan Dawson, Colbert, what's his name again? Corbett, fucking can't remember, that wee geeky prick that everybody thinks the sun shines out his arse because he's a wee uber geek and doesn't say fuck, cunt or bugger, and he's very careful. But you need to see his messaging to understand he's a prick. And that's why people just think I'm throwing out insults. But anyway, so check that stuff out, British Constitution Group and Association, and ask yourself, is what's happening right now, right here, exactly what they want? And then go and look at their involvement in bringing around all this Brexit argument shite. Anyway folks, tune in tonight for Not the Infowars Nightly News. Have a good one. Remember, I'm digital busking. Patreon and PayPal's buttons down below if you want to contribute. Thanks very much, have a good one y'all. Good cheese.